welcome to your March 2018 Relationship and Singles Reading with Divine Love Tarot. I want to thank you for joining me, whether it's your first time or you're a return viewer or a subscriber. Thank you. If you're not a subscriber and you enjoy this reading, go ahead and hit the like button, okay? Gonna go ahead and get into the reading. This is a relationship reading, so this is between you and another person, Leo. Okay, so there's a definite person that you have in mind. It could be a current relationship, or maybe a possibly, a recent breakup or an ex from the past that you're considering returning to. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna pull a card that represents your current energy. Then I'm gonna pull cards that represent what you're both thinking, what you're both feeling, and then what you're both showing, what you're exhibiting to the world, your external stance, okay? So the first card I pulled for this reading represents your current energy. Between the two of you, we've got the Emperor in reverse. The next card represents what they're thinking. We've got the Chariot. Next card represents what they're feeling. We've got the Five of Wands. Next card represents what they're showing us or showing you. We've got the World in reverse. Okay, next card represents what you're showing. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Next card represents what you're feeling. We've got the Knight of Cups. And the next card represents what you're thinking about this situation. And you've got the Ten of Pentacles. So first things first, with this Emperor in reverse, this is a situation where there's some type of imbalance here, okay? The Emperor in reverse, as far as a relationship is concerned, can represent a time that's a little bit chaotic. The Emperor also in reverse represents a relationship where maybe one partner is deemed as responsible and the other one is not as responsible. So there may be a situation here where one of you guys wants to commit, the other one's not certain what they want to do, okay? That could just be one example. So I feel like, the Emperor in reverse, it's really more about the balance, right? There's a lack of balance and a lack of stability in this situation, because that's what the Emperor brings, right? The Emperor is usually very logical, very in control, brings balance and stability to a situation. So when that is in the reverse, all those things are lacking, okay? And you may have a situation where emotions are running high right now and things are very chaotic. Okay, so we move on to what they're thinking. They've got the Chariot here. So they may be thinking that, they don't want to make a hasty decision. They may be thinking about making a decision and it may be hasty and they need to slow down, okay? Or they may be thinking that you guys need to slow things down and take a break in this relationship because of the imbalance, okay? Go ahead and clarify that. We get the Moon. All right, so there is a lot of emotions. Emotions are very high right now, and if they are unbalanced or negative in any way, then I can definitely understand this person saying, hey, let's take a break. Let's pause here because things are getting out of control. The Moon can also indicate that maybe there's some secrets here that you're not aware of, Leo. So if this person's acting guarded, they may have something to hide, okay? Also, this can indicate that perhaps they feel like this is an unrealistic time to make any type of commitments or taking things to another level, because what you're thinking about is commitment and stability and security. All right, you're thinking about the foundation of this relationship. So it seems like either you're in a situation where if you're single, you are ready for this commitment, or if you're in a relationship, you are the commitment is on your mind, whether that's maintaining it or whether it's a situation where you may feel kind of trapped by the responsibilities that come with this commitment, okay? Because if, whenever there's chaos or trouble or, hectic times in our relationships, we always wonder, are they going to survive, right? So you just may be going through a situation where you're really thinking, is this going to survive? But let's go ahead and clarify this Ten of Pentacles, and we get the Seven of Pentacles. So I think that this is about you wanting a commitment. I think this is someone who feels like their time, their effort has been wasted. All right, the Seven of Pentacles is being frustrated because you're not seeing the results that you are after. So if it is a situation where you want a commitment, and the reason why I can say that is because I see this Nine of Pentacles in reverse here, which can represent someone who is unhappy being single, It may be a situation where you want commitment, but your partner feels like the stability is not there, okay? And it's causing some type of imbalance between you. Because moving on to what you feel, emotionally, this person feels conflicted, all right? The Five of Wands is about conflict. They feel conflicted, or they may also feel like you have other interests. They may feel like there's other options out there for you, which may be part of their hesitation, especially if that is maybe the secret. If you have other people that are interested in you and you think your partner doesn't know, then they might know. All right, but back to the Five of Wands, um, you know, it is about them feeling like, you know what, they are confused and uncertain about this relationship. Maybe there's a lot of drama going on between you guys and the conflict is really getting to them. Okay, go ahead and clarify that. And we get the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so maybe it's a situation where, neither one of these is really emotional cards, right? So whether their emotions are not engaged, whether they feel like because things are so hectic at home, they've decided to focus more on work, or maybe things are hectic between the two of you, so they're not even focusing on their emotions anymore. They're pouring all of their emotions and time into something else. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles, also, they can feel like they've done a lot. They feel like they put in a lot of effort to win your heart over. So for you to still feel frustrated that things are not going as planned, it could be that they feel conflicted about this whole thing because they're like, look, I'm doing everything that I can. Maybe I can't give you the commitment, or I'm uncertain. I'm not sure if I want to move forward yet because emotions are all over the place. But that doesn't mean I haven't been putting in the work, okay? So you feel like the Knight of Cups right now, which is interesting because the Knight of Cups represents someone who feels who's feeling romantic, who's feeling in love. So maybe you feel like that's what the situation is missing, or maybe you're trying to overcompensate for something and you're pouring all this love and romance, and it's further confusing this person, and it's further giving them conflict because it's almost like if they're uncertain about the relationship and you are coming at them with all this love and talk of commitment, and they're not sure, then of course they're going to be a little bit conflicted because it's like, well, maybe I can work on it. This person is loving, this person is very sturdy, because the pentacles are on this side. I feel like maybe you are the stable one in the relationship, Leo. I could be wrong, but I feel like the pentacles are over here, and over here we've got emotions and conflict. So the stability seems like it's coming from this side of the reading. So that could just be for certain situations. So it's almost like maybe they're just not sure about the situation, or they're unsure about what they can bring to the situation. Okay, we go ahead and clarify your emotional position, and we get the Four of Swords in the reverse. All right, so it's like, even though you've got this romance going on, sometimes it's just for the sake of it. When you see the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups is in love with love. They're not necessarily in love with another person. They're just in love with the idea of love. The Knight of Cups is someone who goes from relationship to relationship. So if that's the situation, then maybe that is why this person is a little bit uncertain, because they may be questioning your loyalty. Now, the Knight of Cups represents your emotions, and here we have the Four of Swords, which can represent that there's some type of chaos going on. So maybe your emotions are the ones that are all over the place, okay? You're losing sleep over something. You're feeling a little bit disconnected from your partner, or maybe you're just exhausted. And it could be a situation where you're exhausted from giving this offer of love, and this person is still over here, wishy-washy about the whole thing, not sure what they want to do. Okay, conflicted about whether they want to work things out or not. All right, so now we move on to what you're showing. What they're showing is the World in reverse. So, they are a little bit disappointed. There may be some boredom attached to this situation, especially guys been in a long-term relationship. This person can also be feeling some type of low self-esteem. And maybe that's why they're guarded, and that's why they're holding back right now because they don't feel good about themselves. Maybe their inner conflict has nothing to do with you. Maybe their inner conflict has to do with them and, whether or not they can commit to the situation, whether they're going to put the work into the situation. Okay, so the world in reverse represents that, they may be showing you that they feel incomplete somehow or that something is lacking. Okay, now let's go ahead and clarify the world in reverse. And we get the Knight of Swords. So they're not showing you a lot of emotion right now. Okay, with the Knight of Swords is what they're showing. They may be in their head a lot about this situation, or they may be very vocal and opinionated about how they feel about the issues that are going on between you guys. Okay, maybe they're being very vocal about whatever they're disappointed in. Okay, they're being very vocal about the fact that they're not sure. And so, you're just over here like, look, it's time. Okay, I feel like I'm wasting my time if I don't get this commitment. Some of you feel like you've been in a commitment for a long time and it's been a waste of time because the other person is unreliable, right? The other person is over here changing their mind all the time, too emotional. You can't ever figure out what page they're on. One minute they're okay with the situation, the next minute they're not. All right. So we move on to what you're showing. The Nine of Pentacles represents someone who is not satisfied. You are not satisfied with the situation. Okay, you feel like you're not loved, you're not feeling the love or getting the kind of love that you want, and you're definitely, for some of you, not getting the commitment that you want. Okay, for others, you may be in a relationship with someone who's already committed to someone else, and you want this commitment for yourself, and it's not forthcoming, and you're not happy about that, or you're just tired of being in a situation where you feel like you've been waiting around for this person to commit to you. They've been promising you this, and it just hasn't happened. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify the Knight of Pentacles. We get the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so definitely a situation where, you are either trying to control the situation, your ego might be bruised, you might be a little bit selfish because you're just like, look, I want what I want. You might even be trying to control things, and maybe that's what's causing the conflict in this person's emotions. Also, the Knight of Pentacles can represent someone who's overworked. Maybe you work really hard. Maybe this person is conflicted because they feel like you're always at work. Okay, so the King of Pentacles can represent someone who is having issues at work, okay, or you're overworked, and therefore that's why you don't really have the energy and effort to put in this relationship. That's why you feel like, whatever effort you're putting in, it's like, can we get to this commitment already? And this person's just like, well, yeah, you work too much. You work too much. You're not around. Okay, so that's another situation that's going on here. So, I feel like there is a situation where it's, once again, there's always balance, a lack of balance. It's like one person wants a commitment, they're frustrated. You're frustrated, okay? And this person, they know why they're not coming forward with the commitment, okay? They're conflicted about something, they're in their feelings about something. um they may feel like either they're very emotional right now and they don't want to make any snap decisions, or you may be emotional right now and they don't know how to deal with it, especially if, like I said, they are conflicted about the situation because you just work too much for their liking. All right. So that is your relationship reading, Leo. It is a general reading, so it may not 100% resonate for you. Parts of it may, some of it, none of it. It just depends on what your situation is. If you would like a personal reading, then you can feel free to contact me. My email should be scrolling at the bottom. My information is in the description bar below this video. divinelovetarot@gmail.com. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead into the singles portion of the reading, and I'm going to just pull 4 cards to focus on certain aspects of your single life. What is it that you feel like you deserve in relationships? Why you feel like you deserve that? What you've been getting in your relationships, and what you can do to improve the situation, okay? First card I pull represents what you feel like you deserve, and we get the Page of Wands. Okay, so the Page of Wands to me are sparks. The Page of Wands represents romance that happens very suddenly, but with the page and any page, it's not necessarily something that lasts. Okay, so you may feel like you deserve to just be having romances, and you know, I. I always tie the cards in. I see the Knight of Cups in the reading, and the Knight of Cups represents someone who goes from romance to romance to romance. So maybe, you've come to feel like that's what you deserve. You deserve lots of passion, but that passion doesn't necessarily last, okay? Why do you feel that way? Here we go again with this Emperor in reverse. So somewhere there's a lack of balance, okay? There's a lack of balance. Maybe you are emotional. You don't use your logic when it comes to your relationships. And so maybe you get into situations and you jump all in to situations with people who were not meant to stick around, okay? The Emperor means that you really need to balance your emotions, and maybe even get some aspects of your life in order to be able to maintain more long-term relationships. Okay, what have you been getting in your relationships? These cards, the Eight of Pentacles was part of your reading. So you get relationships that might require a lot of work. Okay, or you wind up with people who obsess about you. The Eight of Pentacles in relationships can also represent someone who's overthinking a situation and becoming obsessed with you. Okay, so that could be what you've been getting in your relationships also. But also, more than anything else, the Eight of Pentacles represents something that requires a lot of work, and it would be hard work to make something last with someone who's not meant to last. Okay. Last card represents what you can do to improve the situation, and we get the Death card. So this is about transformation, right? This is about transforming your thoughts. And part of that transformation, like I said, maybe to maintain or gain some type of balance within yourself, okay? If you are overly emotional, Leo, then you need to try to rein in those emotions, because it's very difficult to deal with someone whose emotions are outpouring all the time. That's very difficult for anyone to deal with. So you need to transition to the next level, okay? You need to transition beyond Page of Wands type of relationships to maybe something higher. Why don't you feel like you deserve the King of Wands? Why don't you feel like you deserve the Emperor? Okay, why is the Emperor coming up in reverse in your reading? Okay, Leo, so these are some things for you to think about. This is just a monthly pull. Next month, we all have free will. These cards can look totally different, but this is just something to think about. If you've been noticing that you've had a pattern in your relationships, then maybe it's just time to change how you approach your relationships. Or maybe there's something to tweak within yourself that your relationships will benefit from. All right, Leo, so that is your singles reading. I hope that helped you in any way. If you'd like to discuss it, go ahead and hit me up in either the comments or my email. I don't prefer either or. I like them both. And if you'd like a personal reading, you can contact me for that as well. Also, if you're not aware, I do offer a drawing for a free monthly reading if you are a subscriber to my Patreon site. So if you want to check that out, I do have the link up in the video. There's a little box that says Patreon. You can click it and find out what I have going on over there. I also offer different readings and packages if you're interested in doing something monthly. So I hope you enjoyed the video, Leo, and I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Leo.